Today, let's talk about blackouts and why your first hour matters more than anything else. Most people think the danger is just sitting in the dark or running out of food, but the real risk is the mistakes you make right after the lights go out. It's not about fancy gear or how much you've spent prepping. It's about your actions, especially in those first 60 minutes. The first hour sets the tone for everything that follows. Make the right moves, and you're in control. Make the wrong ones and things can spiral fast. In this video, I'll break down the 3 most common blackout blunders, mistakes almost everyone makes even if you think you're prepared. Forget the usual buy a generator tips. This is about what you do, not what you own. Let's dive into the science and psychology of surviving a blackout, starting with the most common mistake. Picture this. You're at home, maybe watching TV or making dinner, and suddenly, bam, the power's out. The lights flicker, then darkness settles in, and everything goes quiet except for the confused voices around you. Most people just sit and wait, assuming the power will come back any minute. It's easy to think, this happens all the time, right? No big deal. That's called normalcy bias, your brain's way of pretending everything's fine, even when it might not be. It's a mental shortcut that can make you underestimate the seriousness of the situation. But here's the thing. Those first 60 minutes are your golden window. This is the time when you have the most options and the most control over your comfort and safety. If you just wait, you lose precious time to act smart. Every minute you hesitate, your options shrink. While you're hoping for a quick fix, your fridge is slowly warming up, putting your food at risk. Your house is changing temperature, and you might not notice it right away, but it can get uncomfortable fast. And your phone battery is draining, especially if you're using it for light or to check for updates. The people who handle blackouts best are the ones who act fast. They don't wait for someone else to tell them what to do. They get moving. So here's what you should do. Don't just sit there. Take charge of the situation. First, assess the situation. Is it just your house, or is the whole neighborhood dark? Step outside and check. Sometimes you'll spot neighbors doing the same thing. If it's widespread, shift into action mode. Don't wait for a miracle. The sooner you start, the better off you'll be. Communicate with everyone in your home. Make sure everyone knows the plan and what to expect. This helps prevent panic and confusion. Get others involved. It keeps everyone calm and focused and gives everyone a sense of purpose. Secure your environment. Close curtains and doors if it's cold to keep warmth in, or block out drafts. If it's hot, open windows to let in cooler air, but be mindful of safety and security. Small steps now make a big difference later. Even simple actions, like gathering flashlights or making a checklist, can save you stress down the line. Check your emergency supplies, but don't start using them yet. Know what you have and where it is, so you're not scrambling in the dark. Locate your flashlights, batteries, and backup chargers. Make sure they're working and easy to grab. If you have a battery-powered radio, tune in for updates. Sometimes local stations will have information before your phone does. Write down important phone numbers and addresses. If your phone dies, you'll need them. Don't rely on memory alone. If you rely on electric medical devices, act now. Don't wait until the battery's almost gone. Switch to backups or make arrangements immediately. Resist the urge to keep flipping light switches or opening the fridge. Every time you open the fridge, you let out cold air and risk spoiling your food. Every action counts when you don't know how long you'll be in the dark. Even small mistakes can add up over time. Treat every blackout like it could last for days. If you're wrong and power returns quickly, great. If not, you're ready, and you'll be glad you took those early steps. Override normalcy bias. If the power's out for more than 5 minutes, start your plan. Don't wait for an official announcement or for someone else to take the lead. Don't wait for someone else to take charge. Be the one who steps up and gets things moving. Staying calm and taking action is contagious. Lead by example, and others will follow your cue. Move quickly, check your environment, communicate, and get ready. The more prepared you are, the less stressful the blackout will feel. That first hour is your best shot at staying comfortable, safe, and in control. Use it wisely, and you'll be ready for whatever comes next. Let's talk about your fridge, the silent countdown that starts the moment the power goes out. Most of us don't realize it, but the clock is ticking from the very first second. Your refrigerator is designed to keep your food safe, but it can only do so much without electricity. The cold air inside is like a battery. Once it's gone, and your food is at risk. Your fridge keeps food cold for about 4 hours if you leave the door closed. That's not a lot of time, especially if you're dealing with a long outage. Every minute counts, and the less you open the door, the longer your food stays safe. The freezer, up to 48 hours if it's full, and about 24 hours if it's only half full. A packed freezer holds the cold better, acting like a giant ice block. That's why it's smart to keep your freezer as full as possible, even if it means filling empty spaces with ice packs or bottles of water. Every time you open the door, you lose precious cold air and speed up spoilage. It's tempting to check on your food or grab a snack, but each peek inside can shave off valuable time from your fridge's safe window. Think of it like letting the cold out of a cooler on a hot day. It just doesn't last. Most people treat the fridge like it'll stay cold forever. It won't. It's easy to underestimate how quickly things can warm up, especially if you're distracted or hoping the power will come back soon. But wishful thinking won't keep your food safe. So as soon as the power goes out, make a rule. Fridge and freezer doors stay closed. Tell everyone in your household and make it clear that this is non-negotiable. The more disciplined you are, the better your chances of saving your food. If you need something, grab it all at once. Don't keep going back. Plan ahead and think about what you'll need for the next several hours. This way, you minimize the number of times you open the door, and you keep the cold air where it belongs. If the outage looks long, add ice or frozen gel packs to the fridge, and move perishables to a cooler if you have one. Coolers are designed to keep things cold for hours, and adding extra ice can buy you even more time. Don't wait until things start to warm up. Act early. Group foods together in the freezer to keep things colder longer. Items packed close together help each other stay frozen, and you'll slow down the thawing process. If you have empty space, fill it with ice packs or even bags of frozen vegetables. Fill empty spaces with bottled water or ice packs. Not only does this help maintain the cold, but you'll also have extra cold water to drink if the outage drags on. It's a simple trick that can make a big difference. Put a sticky note on the fridge, "Do not open." It's a simple reminder that saves hours of safe storage. Sometimes a visual cue is all it takes to stop someone from opening the door out of habit. Keep a thermometer in your fridge and freezer if you can. This way, you'll know exactly how warm things got, instead of guessing. It's a small investment that can save you from food poisoning. When power returns, check if food stayed safe. 40-degree N for the fridge, 0-degree N for the freezer. If the temperature went above these limits, it's time to make some tough decisions. If food gets too warm, toss it. Bacteria grow fast, and some toxins can't be cooked away. It's not worth the risk to your health, even if it means throwing out expensive groceries. Don't rely on putting food outside in winter. Sun and animals are unpredictable. Even if it feels cold, sunlight can warm food quickly, and wildlife can get into your supplies. Medications that need refrigeration? Check them right away and know their safe storage times. Some medicines lose effectiveness if they get too warm, so don't take chances. Consult your pharmacist if you're unsure. The less you open the fridge, the more time you buy yourself. Treat every minute of cold as precious, because once it's gone, you can't get it back until the power returns. Small actions in the first hour can save you hundreds in groceries and keep you safe. A little planning and discipline go a long way. Remember, your fridge is on a countdown. Don't ignore it, and you'll protect both your food and your health. The third blackout blunder? Burning through your battery power on night one. It's a mistake that's all too easy to make, especially when you're suddenly plunged into darkness, and your first instinct is to reach for your phone or flashlight. But if you're not careful, you'll find yourself with a dead battery long before the power comes back on. When the lights go out, it's tempting to use your phone and flashlights non-stop, but that's how you end up in the dark when you need them most. The glow of screens and flashlights can be comforting, but every minute you use them chips away at your precious battery life. Your phone is your lifeline for news and emergencies. Don't waste it on endless scrolling or checking social media out of boredom. Save your battery for when you truly need to communicate or get updates. Set your phone to low power mode, dim the screen, close unused apps, and turn off Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. Every little bit helps stretch your battery further. If your phone has a battery saver or emergency mode, now's the time to use it. Use airplane mode if you don't need to make calls. This stops your phone from searching for a signal, which drains power fast, especially during outages when cell towers might be down. For lighting, don't turn on every flashlight. Use candles or battery-free lights for ambient light, and only use flashlights when necessary. Candles and lanterns can create a cozy atmosphere and save your batteries for when you really need a focused beam. Headlamps are great, hands-free and efficient. They let you move around safely and keep your hands free for other tasks, making them perfect for blackouts. Keep everyone in one room to minimize lighting needs. Make it a group activity. Think indoor camping. Sharing warmth and light not only saves energy, but also keeps spirits up. Save portable chargers for emergencies, not entertainment. Don't use them to top off your phone just because you're bored. Wait until your battery is truly low, or you need to make an important call. Glow sticks are handy for marking doorways or bathrooms. They're safe, last for hours, and help everyone navigate in the dark without draining batteries. Reflect candlelight with mirrors or foil to stretch your light further. A single candle can brighten a whole room if you use reflective surfaces wisely. Unplug from screens and enjoy the quiet. Play cards, tell stories, or just relax. Blackouts can be a rare chance to slow down and reconnect with each other. Check news and messages at set intervals, not constantly. Decide on a schedule, maybe every hour or two, so you're not tempted to drain your battery with frequent checks. If you have rechargeable batteries, keep them topped up before storms. Charge all your devices and backup batteries ahead of time so you're prepared for a longer outage. Keep a notebook and pen handy for important info if your phone dies. Write down emergency numbers, addresses, or any critical details you might need. Don't go all in on electronics in the first few hours. With a little discipline, your battery power will last, and you won't be left in the dark. Remember, conserving energy isn't just about comfort. It's about safety and staying connected when it matters most. Those are the 3 biggest blackout mistakes and how to avoid them. These aren't expensive fixes, just smart habits anyone can use. Stay calm, stay safe, and take control. No hype, just real-world tips. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more practical preparedness. Drop a comment. Which blackout blunder have you made before? Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.